This video is about how to find the number of neutrons. So as you recall, hopefully, in an atom we have this chunk kind of in the middle, and then there's these like orbital thingies going around the atom. And this chunk right here is called the nucleus. And inside the nucleus we have protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons are relatively heavy compared to electrons. So most of the mass comes from the nucleus. And so if you look at your periodic table, this weird rounded number down here at the bottom of each one, that's called your atomic mass. Your average atomic mass is basically an average of all the isotopes or all the different sizes of the element to give us a good idea about how big that element is on an atomic level. And so there's also something called a mass number, and that's just talking about one atom. And so typically you'll see something like this. You'll see like F20. Or you'll see fluorine-20. And that 20 that either one of these notations is telling us, it's saying that it has a mass of 20. And so if you're given just this information and it asks you to find how many neutrons there are, what you can do is say, hey, if I have 20 total AMUs, that's the unit, if it weighs 20, I can go look at the periodic table and see that fluorine has a proton count of 9, which means all the other mass that I have to get to the 20 is going to be neutrons. So 9 protons plus however many neutrons gets me to 20 AMUs. And then I can solve and I can subtract both sides by 9 so that I can get neutrons alone. And I end up finding out that there would be 11 neutrons in this specific atom. And all I needed was to know that it was fluorine, because once I know that it's fluorine, I can go to the periodic table and find how many protons there are. And because it gave me my mass, I was able to deduct and figure out how many neutrons there are.